Sometimes the pictures you take need a little work to look their best. There have been photo editing apps around, for a long time, but every time I tried to use one, the learning curve was just so high, I just gave up. There were layers and layers and a whole bunch of stuff that I just didn't want to learn about. But I did find an answer to this problem, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I edit videos in 4 easy steps using Apple's photo editor built right into the Photos app on your iPad. There's nothing to buy, and this isn't hard to do. And by the way, don't worry about messing up your original picture. If you make changes you don't like, you can always revert back to the original, and I'll show you how to do that at the end of this video. Hi, my name is Rich. I crank out easy to follow videos just about every week on how to get the most out of your iPhone and iPad. But I leave the complicated videos to others. Just simple, effective stuff here. Like today's video on how to edit photos on your iPad. You probably have a lot of great pictures you've taken with your iPhone and iPad, but my guess is, if you're like me, you have a batch that could use some polish. Maybe the lighting wasn't right, or you held the camera at a weird angle, or, maybe there's stuff in the background you'd like to chop out. Something like that. I get it. Me too. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I choose the best part of a live photo. Now, you may not know what a live photo is, but if you've set it up on your iPhone or iPad, your camera will capture a second or two of photos before and after you snap it, and that's called a live photo. And you actually get a bunch of photos right there, and you can choose one of them. I'll show you how to do that. I'll also show you how I manually enhance the colors, the shades, the exposure, and a lot more. Or if you don't even want to mess with all of that, you can just do it automatically. I'll show you how I apply a filter for sort of an artistic touch, and then how I crop photos to make them look their best. And oh yeah, like I mentioned, I'll also show you how to undo all of that if you just want to get back to your original picture. All right, let's get started. First thing I want to show you is how to choose the best photo from your live photo. Let me show you how to do that. We're going to go into Photos, go to the Photos app. I've got a whole bunch of photos here, but I'll pick one of my new Golden Retriever Scout. And here's the picture as it was. And if you'll notice, it's written up here in the top left corner, live. That means my camera was set to live when I actually took this picture. So now you can just go into Edit, and you tap the Edit word right here at the top right, and now we're there. And over here you have 4 sections. These are the 4 things I'm going to talk about. And the top one is live. Now, if you didn't take a live photo, that will not appear. You'll just have these 3 buttons here on the left, not 4. But this is a live photo. And if you'll notice, when I turn live off by tapping it that way, these photos down here disappear. But if I tap it back on, they come. And so it looks like maybe about 8 or 9, 10 pictures were taken. So I can just tap on those and see which one I like the best. Well, Scout was moving near the end of that one. So I think I like this one the best. And as you tap on it, you'll see the words Make Key Photo. And now when you tap on it, that's the picture that will always show up when you're in your Photos app. So just to show you an example, we know Scout looks that way. I'm going to click all the way over here, and I'll put Make Key Photo. And now if I click Done, and I go back to my photos, there he is with his head turned, and I really don't want that. So I'm going to go back into Edit again. I'll tap on the Live button over here, and I'm going to go back to the photo I want, and I'm going to make that the key photo. And that's pretty simple. That's just how you choose the best picture out of a live photo set. Okay, the next thing I want to talk to you about is just how to go about sort of manually enhancing the photo. So once again, we're in the Edit here, and if you go over here and you tap on this little dial icon on the left, just below the live icon, you'll see a whole bunch of things show up over here on the right. And these are things that you can change. So, for example, if you tap on that, you've got the exposure. And here you've got a slider, and you can just slide it. And as you can see, you can make it lighter or darker. I think I like it about right there. And then you can tap on the next one, and this is the brilliance. And you can see how that can kind of change the look. As I make it a little more brilliant, you can see some of the hair on his chest. This is highlights. I can do sort of the same thing to bring out even more information or hide it a little bit. You can go down and tap on brightness and make it really bright, or just set the brightness the way you want. You can go down to saturation and make adjustments. And so there's all kinds of things in here, the warmth. And you can do this for each one. And then when you're done, you can tap on done. And now the picture is saved the way you had it. But let's say you made something and you didn't want to save it. You accidentally saved it. We're going to go on edit, and we're going to tap on maybe auto. And now that just took care of everything. That just changed everything to what the iPad thinks is the best setup for the photo. If you didn't want to do that, you can go hit the undo button back here like that, and that'll undo the auto enhance. And then you'll notice you've got up here something that says revert, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But if you want to set it up manually, you can just go through each one of these sections and make changes, right down to vibrance, things like that. I kind of like that look. Maybe sharpness, like that way. And then you just click done. And now you've edited your picture manually. All right, the next thing I want to show you is how you can add kind of an artistic touch to it. The iPad comes with sort of things I call filters. And again, if you go into edit and you go over here to the third icon on the left, you got live and all the manual stuff. Then you can go over here and you can get to different filters. So here's the original filter. You can see as I swipe through, it changes the look of the picture. That's very bluish looking. That's a little warmer looking. You can go all the way down and turn it into black and white if you want, or silver, or noir. It's just kind of an artistic effect. Sometimes people like to do that, and you don't have to go through and set a whole lot of stuff. You can just choose a filter. It's really that simple. And sometimes these filters really enhance your photo depending on what the subject of your photo is. All right, we're going to click cancel on that, and now we've got the picture we had before. For the next thing I want to show you is how to crop the photo. So I'm going to go to edit again, and now I'm going to go down to the fourth little icon on the left, and I'm going to tap that. And now you can edit it, and you can crop it, and you can make it, I'm squeezing in. You can't make it smaller, but you can make it bigger by outward pinch that way, like that. Maybe I want just a picture of Scout like that. And if you'll notice, as I crop, you get these squares in here, and that helps you line it up so that you don't have it over like that or something like that. You don't want that, so you just want to bring it in. So I'm going to do that. I don't know, maybe the whole picture of him like that is better. You know what? I have a bunch of them like that. I'm going to make this one more of a portrait of Scout, and then I click done. And just like that, now I have a new picture of Scout. And it took just a couple of seconds to make all of these adjustments on it. And once you get the hang of it, you can just sort of fly through here very quickly. Now, the last thing I want to show you is just how to undo everything. So now we've got this picture and we're in edit. And if you'll notice in the top right corner, you have the word revert. And if you tap on that, revert to original, there we go. We're back to the very original picture that we took. Now we just lost all the changes we made, but we're back to the beginning. So sometimes you make changes, and I've made changes and edits, and I go back and look at them 2 or 3 days later, and I just don't like it. So at that point, I just revert back to the original and start over. But since it only takes a few seconds to do, it's not all that hard. Mostly for me, this is how I edit. I go to edit, I just do the auto thing and let the iPad choose the best settings for it. Then I go over to crop and I make it pretty much how I want it, and I click done. And that's it. And now I've got this beautiful picture of Scout, and it's really that simple. Digital photography has really changed everything. The stuff I just covered, we never dreamed of when we were kids. Now I can edit a photo on my iPad while listening to music or on an airplane. It's just amazing. Well, I hope this short tutorial was helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.